This is round 2. SKYNZ, drum magazine and podcast, gentlemen. And Nick, thanks for coming out again. And Aaron, likewise.
Yeah.
We have the drummers from PronToh, Columbus's new progressive funk in your face. Just groove ensemble, right?
We were just told that it sounded like jungle funk, so we're going
jungle
with that.
funk. That's sweet.
Yeah, we liked it too. We didn't think that was too bad.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's good, man. I love it. Your guys' tunes are good, and your guys' sound is great, and definitely keeping the booty moving. So
yeah,
it's nice. This is
That's
the first. Right.
Yeah.
Yes, and I got the rhythm section here for PronToh. This is the first podcast of 2018 for SKYNZ Drum Magazine, so thanks everybody for listening. And we have Columbus drummers Nick Yinger and Aaron SInclair here. And primarily, I'm just full disclosure, this was going to be Nick's solo shoot, and we decided to have Aaron come out.
I slided myself in.
Yep, get him in here, and we love it, man. You know, I just met Aaron a little bit ago, at full disclosure, and he's a good kid, so here we are.
Yeah.
We're gonna wrap it all together, and the first part of this here, ultimately, Nick, I wanted to get to know you a little bit better, and I want Columbus to know you a little bit better. And Aaron, feel free at any time just to chime in. It's all good. Nick, full disclosure as well, I met at a Humphreys McGee show, and so here we are 2 years later. But Nick, give us a little bit of history about yourself, a little bit of where you're from, and how you became a drummer.
Sure. So from about 2nd, 3rd grade up until I graduated college, I was living in Colorado, went to school out in Colorado, but my my drumming really started back in New Jersey, I want to say right around 1st grade. And
Lucky.
I was in I was in elementary school, and that was the thing back then, right? We actually had a band class. I know not all schools are as fortunate with that, but we had the opportunity to everybody pick an instrument. At that age, you don't know much, right? So for some reason at that age, I thought I want to bang on some drums. So I immediately took to that, and it was funny. A lot of other kids did as well. We ended up having to try out. We had to sit there and go sit in front of the music teacher and grab some sticks and listen to the teacher play something, and then try to mimic it. And they cut down the group with the amount of people trying to do it. But I started there, cool. And that was some standard concert band stuff, right? I mean, a lot of snare drum work and bass drums and crash cymbals and xylophone as well. Learned how to play that and read some music. So
Nice.
From there, I like I said, just did the concert band thing for quite some time, and that was really the basis of my music knowledge. And once I got to high school, it was funny. I had to make a choice between playing football or going into the marching band, and both huge commitments, but you really can't do both.
Right.
Just kind of they're both kind of hand in hand, right? So I made the conscious decision then. I said, all right, I want to stick with football, but I want to stick with drumming. I'm going to get out of concert band, and I'm going to pick up a drum kit. So that's really where it started. I picked up a drum set about freshman year, and like I said, kept playing football, but hit it hard with the drum set, and got some lessons from somebody local, and just to kind of refine my skills a little bit more, and kind of put together everything I learned with percussion at that younger age into playing an actual drum set, and from there just kind of took off.
Yeah. So did your parents help facilitate the whole music drumming kind of growth?
Sure.
Early on, and
sure.
So that leads me into what were some of your early influences, and what do you like to drum to or
Sure.
practice to, like how?
Yeah, no, my parents were great. They were very, very supportive about it when it when it came to my music, and to buy somebody a drum set when they're living in your house and they don't know how to play, you obviously are putting a little bit of faith into it.
Right.
That's a little bit of annoyance.
And I laugh because my parents did the same thing.
Exactly.
Yep.
So no, they were great. And
Awesome.
Growing up though, my dad was a big fan of the classic rock. Listened to a lot of Santana growing up. Everything from his weirder stuff back in the day to some of the newer stuff, the Latin stuff. I mean, everything with him. And listened to a lot of the Doors, Rush, The Who. My dad was also big into jazz. I got into Buddy Rich at a young age, and just loved watching him and his abilities on a kit. And And I'd say that was kind of a big start, at least to my musical influences, that classic rock kind of stuff. But I'd say once I got into high school and started kind of developing my own, I guess, preference in music, it turned into some of the newer age alternative rock. I've been a big fan of Incubus for a really long time. I really like how they incorporate a little bit more of the electronic and other things into into their rock music, and I was a big fan of them back in the day. Big fan of Linkin Park too. I thought they also did pretty good with that kind of stuff. But really just that 2000s alternative rock was big for me, and really since then it's been a lot more into the jam. The jam scene seems to be blowing up a lot, and I've been following that pretty heavy. And the mix of electronic elements with jam music's a big thing nowadays. And I'd say right now Adam Deitch with Lettuce, with Pretty Lights Live Band, with Break Science, the guys all over the place. Watching a drummer like that, kind of take the electronic elements and the kit elements and blend it all together. And big fan of that.
Yeah, and you're talking about electronic drumming and stuff like that. How do you incorporate that into your drumming, or how have you? And what advice do you have for someone listening to the podcast?
Sure. So when I graduated college and I started traveling around doing contracting work, and I couldn't bring my acoustic kit with me anywhere. Living in hotels and small apartments and all that, which was pretty sad. And it was one thing I wanted to get was an electronic kit so I could play in those type of settings, so I wasn't being as loud and obnoxious to my neighbors and the people around me and all that kind of stuff. So I went and I picked up a Roland V-drum kit, and I'm really glad I did. I know a lot of people can have their preference when it comes to acoustics versus electronics and what's what people like to play. And don't get me wrong, I definitely love playing on an acoustic kit, but the capabilities of an electronic kit really are incredible. In that just wearing literally the headphones I'm wearing now, being able to just plug into the brain and plug right into the module and play really on any kit you can possibly imagine. It's been very great for practice and just for having fun on a set in general. I can sit there and what I can do now is plug in an aux cord if I'm by myself and just throw on some tunes and play with whatever I want to, or what Aaron and I have done in the past. Aaron, jack of all trades here, also plays guitar, and we would get together and we'd plug into a mixer, plug the drum kit into the mixer, plug him into the mixer, plug microphones, whoever else we're playing with, and then sit here with the headphones on and then plug in a Tascam so we can record it, and all of a sudden we're making great sounding music. And with the electronic kit, you're not worried about how it's recording and the tuning and any of that other fun stuff.
That's key too, always in tune, right?
Always in tune. It's
nice.
It sounds great, and it's
fun.
been fun to practice. So.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I caught a weird Wednesday PronToh gig at Woodlands. Loved it. Instant fan. Highly recommend anybody out there in the Columbus local scene, or anybody coming to town, or if PronToh comes to your town, go check them out. Definitely a bootylicious jungle funk for your brain type of band, and they'll definitely make sure you don't sit down the whole time, which is awesome. Talking about the PronToh, and Nick, feel free to chime in on some of the stuff. How long have you guys been a band as far as PronToh goes, and what are some of your experiences as far as the Columbus music scene goes, and how you guys want to contribute to Columbus music, in general?
Sure. Yeah. No, we've been playing with PronToh for the better part of a year now.
I think this month is 1 year for me.
Nice.
Right.
Congrats. Very good.
Yeah. So
and it made a lot of forward progression.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So,
Started out as a 4-piece when I joined the band. It was 2 guitars, bass, and me as the main drummer, and then our guitar player left for Virginia, took a job and got married, left for Virginia, domesticated, and we replaced him with a trumpet and a saxophone player.
Okay.
And really how I met Andy, who had been doing PronToh for a couple of years. He was doing an acoustic duo, kind of formed up into a 4-piece. I met him at a open jam put on by Weird Music. Same guy that is renting the studio that we're sitting in right now. So we work with him. His name's Chris Salvato. He owns Weird Music. He he really gave me. I had just moved to Columbus back from Illinois. I didn't know too many people. I had a friend that would go up to Scarlet and Gray Cafe for open jams.
Yeah.
I just took my guitar up there, just had some fun, met some people. I ended up meeting Andy, and he didn't necessarily even know I played drums until he posted something on Facebook and said, "Hey, I need a drummer." And I'm like, "Hey, I'll play some drums with you." So I just started playing with them, played some open mic gigs, we started booking some actual gigs, and Nick here was like, "Hey, you guys want some percussion?"
Yeah.
I'm like, why not?
Absolutely.
I liken the drum duo to my biggest influence, the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
Bill Kreutzmann and Mickey Hart right
Sure.
here.
Right.
Exactly.
Rhythm
We're working our way up
Devils,
to
baby.
Rhythm Devils,
No, it's all good.
Yeah, but no, it's been fun to. I mean, even I've been able to see the progression too, because like Aaron said, I first started and it was 2 guitars and you gotta kind of adapt, and when you're a local band and playing small, and you really got to adapt to just people leaving, coming and going, and Aaron said, Chris Salvato puts on those open jams, and that's how we're able to find our our horn players, and it's worked out great, and been able to kind of allow us to find our sound in that progressive funk kind of role, and that we wanted we started with that rock and roll. You kind of add in a little bit of the horns and just kind of blend and play to really to almost anything. It seems like we got jams all over the place, anything from kind of dancier beats to funkier beats to real hard bass driven rock and roll lines. I mean, really with whatever way we want to go. It kind of seems like the sky's the limit right now.
Yeah. Chris, thank you. If you're listening, Chris Salvato, Weird Music, and thanks for letting us do our podcast here today out of your studio, as well as thank you
It's
very
called
much.
So High Studios.
So High Studios, very good.
SOHI.
Thanks a lot for the weird music scene. It's very cool. We helped start up the Scarlet and Gray back in the day, so I met a lot of people back when that bar first started out, so I know that vibe, and just the scene in Columbus is very.
And he's the one that started Weird Wednesdays. I think it's coming up on the 4th anniversary on March 15th.
Is this where the party's at? So high?
No, it'll be a Weird Wednesday at
Nice.
Woodlands Tavern.
Yeah, probably Woodlands again.
JGB with Melvin Seals for the 4th anniversary.
Right, very cool. Yes, I saw that.
Woodlands is
Planning on
spot.
hitting that. Yeah, that's right, baby. Yeah, and that's one of the good things about the jam scene. I definitely into the community aspect
Absolutely.
of things, and everyone's invited. There's no nose turning up in the air going on around this scene. Everybody's
Exactly.
welcome, and it's definitely a very good vibe. And PronToh is putting their sauce into the whole buffet, so to speak, and it's awesome. Can you guys talk about some of the gigs that you have coming up? Anything you want to promote? Take this time and talk about them. Either one of you guys.
Sure. Yeah. So we have a benefit show coming up this weekend, 17th at Nate Glass Art and Music Studio.
Okay.
It's a benefit for Green Columbus. It's a nonprofit they help plant trees on Earth Day around Columbus.
Very
So
nice.
it's a really good promotional event, and we're playing with Dropsicle and Cosmic Spirit. The following weekend, we're actually playing a competition to win a spot on summer camp.
Right.
It's called Summer Camp on the Road Tour.
Very good.
Playing with some of our good friends and bands, Conscious Pilot, Dropsicle again. Then after that, we're planning on actually
Vote PronToh.
Yeah,
Vote PronToh.
yeah, it's a crowd vote competition.
Yeah, crowd.
Yeah.
Please come out.
Yeah.
We play at 8:30, and it's an early show, so if you have other plans later on in the night, you
Yeah.
can come and vote. Check us out.
It's awesome. And it's kind of one of those, like you said, you're friends with the bands that are playing there.
Yeah.
Really, nobody loses.
Exactly.
But
It's a
the winner gets to
family.
go to summer camp, and that's a lot of exposure. So good
Yeah.
luck with
Yeah,
that. And
it's been
vote
funny
PronToh.
actually too, because we just got done playing a show in Kent with Conscious Pilot again. It's probably the second or third time we played with them, and we're really tight with them. They really
Good.
are good dudes, and
That's what I've heard.
we get to see them and go to these events, and we played up in Kent over the weekend with them with a show put on by Anna Donna. It was a pretty awesome float troop out here in Columbus, and we get to have fun and kind of just shoot the breeze, and it's just funny getting down to talking to them about it, and joking around about how once the 23rd rolls around, it's no more friends. We're gonna be bumping around into each other, and just getting ready to throw
Yeah,
down.
man.
So.
Well, I'm sure whoever doesn't win will still try to make it to summer camp. That
Oh, for
is
sure.
one heck of a party over there.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, for
Nice,
sure.
nice.
We also have some
Yeah.
festivals in the
Snap.
summer. Pagan New Moon Festival, Sacred Harvest Festival. Those are later in the year. Working on some other festivals, haven't confirmed them yet, but that's what we're hoping for the summer is have a couple festivals a month or
Right.
just have some fun.
You guys are hitting one of my favorite spots in Ohio, up in Nelson's Ledges. Is
Yeah.
that correct?
Yeah.
Very good. Which festival is that up there?
That's the Pagan New Moon Festival.
Okay, nice. Hit that, people who are listening. It's a good one up there. You can even scuba dive while you listen to music. if that's
Can't argue
possible.
with
Yeah. But yeah, that's awesome. I definitely was into your guys' drumming. I thought it was good. I knew you were a fledgling band, and this is the first time I'd ever seen you, Nick, play live.
Mhm.
And your guys' natural flow was good. A lot of nice rhythmic foundation and good dynamics on top. A lot of good energy. So I really like that, and that's why I asked you guys to come out here for this. I wanted to help get some promotion out there for you guys and get the word out. And no, I'm all for it. Yeah, I think it's sweet what you guys do, and good luck to you guys and all that stuff.
Thanks.
I'm gonna ask both you guys this next question. What is one thing that you think that every drummer should know? Nick, fire away.
Sure. Yeah. The something you prompted me with before, and I've thought a lot about, and I'd say when it comes to drumming, one of the big things I'd say, more than having, just incredible skill or fast hands or, crazy quick feet, it's just, it's knowing your band and knowing your crowd, and the ability to flow with the situation of whatever you have going on. If you're playing with a kind of a more low key band with some kind of quieter stuff going on, if you're sitting there just ripping solos and ripping fills, it's not going to make a lot of sense. So I'd say kind of knowing your audience and knowing your band and knowing how to kind of drive the rhythm of whatever's going on is probably one of the biggest things, and can really kind of be a a make or break between people having a good time or it being just kind of loud and obnoxious.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'd say that's really what it boils down to.
Yep, that's definitely good advice. Definitely good advice.
One thing that I focus on is always, I see it as 50% individual, 50% together. I, in my spare time, work on my rudiments and just working as being a tighter drummer. But when I'm in rehearsal, I'm listening to everybody.
Right.
You always have to focus on yourself, first and foremost, because you're driving the rhythm. But you have to be able to listen to everybody around you to be able to play with the dynamics of the song, make one part of the song sound different than the other, even if it's similar.
Sure. Sure.
That's really what I try to do, and a lot of that influence comes from the Grateful Dead. Nick's gonna laugh. Because
Sure.
A lot of my influence is the
No,
Grateful Dead.
hey man.
I went from playing in a metal band to a Grateful Dead tribute band, and I learned a lot from both types.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I've really focused on my double bass in my metal band, and
Right.
then I've really focused on being able to play a long jam.
Mm-hmm.
Like running 10 miles in a half hour is what it feels like playing a metal show. It feels like you're just taking a nice leisurely stroll when you're playing a 3.5 hour jam band show.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
sure.
knowing the style, knowing how to listen to everybody while you're playing on stage, especially when it comes to improv, and then just working on your technique individually so that you can make yourself better for the band.
Right.
So-
Right. Yep. Both of you guys describe meter, essentially.
Yeah.
Time signature,
Yep.
tempo, beat, and then
It's
all
key.
together wrapped up with feel, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And just
definitely.
knowing what's going on around you.
Yeah.
Very good insight. I very much appreciate it. Also, I wanted to thank you guys a lot for coming out to Benderfest.
Yeah.
Got to give a shout out to
That was
Benderfest.
such a good
right?
time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Thank
It
you.
was
A lot
such
of
a good
fun.
time.
I hope you guys come back next year.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we have it booked at Woodlands already, so
Heck yeah.
this will be the 5th annual. So I hope you guys come back.
Nice.
Yeah,
And,
that was like the definition of feeling your crowd and your audience. You definitely, just seeing you and the people that you care about and the people you play music with, and just the vibe you had going on. It was incredibly laxed and
Nice.
just a real good time. So yeah, thank you for having us, man.
You bet. Anytime. I we're trying to get in on this weird Wednesday thing as well. The late nights, the late nights. So maybe we can do a gig together or something.
Yeah.
No, that would be excellent.
Whatever.
Yeah,
I think that'd
absolutely.
be pretty sweet too. We'll let the old guys play nice and early, so we'll warm them up for you. You guys can take it on the rest of the night.
Fair enough.
But all right, is there anything else you guys want to part with before we call this a wrap?
Yeah, I'd say we'll end it on please, if you're listening, come out to the show. Woodlands, February 23rd,
Yeah, that's a
Road
big
to
one.
Summer Camp. Vote PronToh. Please check out our Facebook pages, our YouTube page. Watch that stuff, turn it up, get down and enjoy it. And any opportunity you guys have to come check us out, please do. We really do appreciate all the support from everybody local. Really do.
And the other bands in the scene, we're all supportive of each other.
Yeah.
Go out and support local music in general.
In general,
Yup.
for sure.
Well put, gentlemen. Thanks a lot, Nick, Aaron.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank Dave Tenney as well, taking photos
Thanks,
here this
man.
whole time. And we'll check you guys later. That's a wrap on the first podcast, SKYNZ Drum Magazine and Podcast. And there's going to be some things happening this year with our digital media as well. So come to my website, chrisbendersjamkitchen.com, and thirst your eyes and ears on all of my ideas. And we'll talk to y'all later. Thanks a lot. That's a wrap.